All right, folks, good morning to you, every one of those of you already watching what is happening here in Dominica. I want to say a special good morning to everyone who is already locked to this live this morning that I'm doing. I can guarantee you that it will not be too long this morning, but I just need to give you, the people of Dominica, an update as to a story that I'm following very, very closely in Dominica. And this morning, you are looking at the Public Works Department in Dominica on Goodwill Road. That is the entrance to the Public Works building. Well, by the end of that story, I may have to change that phrase, but we'll understand why at the end of that story. What is happening there, folks? I did a live on that very same property maybe about 3 or 4 weeks ago, basically hinting to the fact that the very dilapidated condition in which our public works, the properties on the premises of the Public Works Department, was left in after Hurricane Maria. And you can see that building here. Well, basically it doesn't have a roof, all right? And all the other buildings in and around that property basically is in a very dilapidated state, as I said. Let me just pan that camera a little above to give you an idea of the entire property itself from the northern end. Okay, that road, there's a main road leading up to the stock farm area, so you got a much better idea of where I am located. All right, but the matter at hand this morning, folks, is yesterday about 4 o'clock about, when a meeting was being had inside that very same area. It was called an emergency meeting, and one of the main point or main item on that agenda for that meeting yesterday afternoon was the fact that these workers that you're seeing inside there, they were given 1 day, which is today, to evacuate that property or to vacate that property. Okay? It came as an emergency meeting, as I said, and that is the information that I got whilst the meeting was going on yesterday afternoon. They were told in no uncertain terms that they had to vacate the property with immediate effect. Those of you who are following my live every Saturday from 6 o'clock, you will know, based on what I brought before, that the Public Works Department is now being housed at a location in Canefield. All right? But the question of the hour is, why vacate this property where we all knew that Public Works was housed as a department of government? And I can reliably tell you as well, based on information from inside that meeting yesterday, that that property, yes, that very same property, it was sold to some anonymous buyer or buyers 8 years ago. You heard me well, folks. 8 years ago, the property on Goodwill Road, that prime piece of property that is facing our Deepwater Harbor. Okay, let me just give you an idea. Our Deepwater Harbor, that is the main area where we do business in terms of commerce. So it's a very prime piece of property. That property, I can confirm to you, was sold 8 years ago. So it was just a matter of time before that level of activity that you've seen there this morning took effect. Because at the end of the day, if you bought a property as a property owner, then someday, some way, you will want your persons who were the occupiers on that property that you bought to vacate that property. So what we're seeing there today is all the machinery. As you can see, that heavy, what is that? That's a caterpillar. All the machinery inside there, a move is on today to get all the machinery out of that property. So all the trucks, all the backhoes, all the heavy excavators, everything inside there has to be removed today. I am being told reliably as well that it was even said at the meeting yesterday, anything that is left on that property after today, basically it will be the property of the new owner or new owners. And so along the road, Goodwill Road, there's a number of heavy trailer trucks. There's one inside there as we speak. Let me just zoom on that so you can get a clearer shot. There's one of the heavy trailer trucks inside there with some of the dump trucks that public works used to use before, and they are loaded on these trailer trucks heading down to their newly found home that is somewhere in the industrial site area at Kingsfield. So the guys are just trying now to secure that old dump truck on that heavy trailer for them to make their way or their exit out of that property in a while. Now folks, the very amazing thing about that is up till now, nobody know, well, I shouldn't say nobody. There are some persons who know, but they choose not to spill the beans. But by and large, the Dominican public don't know who are the owners or owner of that property right here. And that is mind-boggling. I am hearing from the grapevines a number of different scenarios in terms of persons that may have bought that property, but seeing that I haven't confirmed it as yet, I will not want to go down that road in terms of putting anybody's reputation in jeopardy and also messing up my credibility. But I can tell you for a fact that that property is sold. And I would want to think it's just a matter of time now before we see some kind of demolition of those properties and the area flattened and some kind of other investment or other activity happening right here on that very prime piece of land on Goodwill Road, which once housed our public works department. So I just say, folks, I'll bring you up to speed with what is happening in your country. And that is where it is at. That is the level of secrecy. That is the cloud of deception that goes on in Dominica on a daily basis, folks. On a daily basis. And I put my neck on the block this morning. And any one of these detractors out there, tell me that story that I'm reporting on this morning is not the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. And that is it, folks. That is it. Your public works, my public works department, they are being rushed out this morning to a new location in Kingsfield, and absolutely none of these employees inside there know who are the present owner or owners of that property. Okay, here is this heavy trailer truck trying to make its way out now, out of that property, and is going down to their newly found home in Canefield. Let me just let you see exactly that part of the action, and then thereafter I will bring my interaction with us here to a halt this morning. Here's this gentleman here directing the traffic, stopping the traffic from the stock farm end. Okay, here's this old truck of Public Works, and also in the box of that truck is a spreader. That is a thing that used to spread the asphalt on the road. The demarcation on that truck is PWC, meaning Public Works Corporation 028. So I think that is truck number 28 that was or still is owned by the Public Works Department of Dominica. All right, so here it is. Voila. They now get the clearance to go on the highway, and it is gone. Here's another truck, a smaller truck leaving the premises, with a lot of other materials in the box. Okay. Well, Catherine, to answer your question, you ask who did the notice came from. I wasn't at that meeting yesterday. As you can see, another truck is making its way in there, I guess to help with the clearing or the vacation of that property as well. I today, but the information reaching me from different sources after that meeting confirmed the fact that that order came from the Ministry of Communications and Works. As to the exact text of that letter or that communication, I don't have that in my possession. But the meeting clearly was set yesterday. There was a meeting yesterday with the employees in that building, and in addition, some of the board, the directors of the board, they were there yesterday, and the main item on that meeting was to discuss how today that they are going to give it a final push to move all the equipments out of that property down to Canefield, so that the new owner or owners could have access to that property. All right, here it comes again, folks. Another heavy duty trailer truck. As I told you, these trailer trucks, they are all lined up along Goodwill Highway, so that the one went a while ago, and then here is another one making its way to the property to take some more load off from that property to head out. All right, folks, that is the very sorry state in which our country, Dominica, has befallen. Very sorry state. You have a government running a country with very little information to its people. Very little information. Not even the employees inside there, as I said, know who are the owner or owners of that property now. None of them. But activity is going on as if, well, everything is normal. All right, so I just wanted to bring us up to speed as to the movement that is happening here today, so you cannot say you did not know. There's a very sinister plan, folks, happening in Dominica, especially after Hurricane Maria. Hurricane Maria, to me, came as a perfect opportunity for some corrupt characters in Dominica, in that some of our most prominent business places, some of our most prime properties are being whisked away, sold away under our nose in Dominica to some person or persons, or maybe even foreign companies. And the Dominican populace, a very unsuspecting people by and large, know nothing and choose not to acquaint themselves neither to know nothing. And it is very sad, folks. Very, very sad. That is just one property that is being whisked away. We also have as well the public library in a state of disrepair. And I'm being told as well, similar fate awaits our public library. I am also hearing about, still on Victoria Street where the public library is, the old boys' school where a number of folks from Dominica went to school. A number of our elites in Dominica went to school. And I'm being told as well, reliably that is, that old school building, that old Roseau Boys School building, just opposite the Newtown Savannah, and looked into as well to be purchased by some very corrupt people. And a number of other properties. And that is what you have when you have a corrupt bunch leading a country. They scatter the country. They plunder the country. And what is left of it is the crumbs. But the cream goes to their very corrupt friends. And I don't like to say that about my country. I say it with tears in my heart. But if Dominicans don't do something about this madness, we are watching this Dominica called Whitey Kubuli by our Kalinago people. It will be in a worse off state than Zimbabwe under that 47-year reign of Robert Mugabe. I make no apologies for saying that. That is what I'm seeing unfolding in my eyes. That is what I'm seeing unfolding, folks. So some Dominicans, they are in a state of slumber. They are sleeping where governance is concerned. They are like this fish. They are like the souls of Dominica. Their eyes on one side, both eyes on one side. They see no evil. They hear no evil. Where governance is concerned, or the lack of governance is concerned in Dominica. So Dominicans, those of you who want to lie sound asleep in a state of comatose, meaning some persons when they go in coma, when you get up from that comatose state, I hope you won't say you were not warned. To be forewarned is to be forearmed. Folks, I just want to leave us on a high note. I know this situation can be very dim. It is looking very glim. It is gray where Dominica's governance is concerned and the future of our children. but I always want to leave us on a high note. Let us continue, folks. Let us continue. No matter how small your effort is, please continue to speak and more so act on behalf of your country. That is what is going to redeem this land. Nothing else. Nothing else, folks. And so I just want to thank you guys for at least tuning in this morning. And yes, please share that information. Let it go worldwide, because the world needs to see the kind of decadent state in which Dominica has befallen after being called the pride and joy of the Caribbean for so many years. And in 2020, the 21st century, when you think we would have been making strides as to our governance, we have fallen back 20 years in the negative. I cannot say it better than that, my friends. I only say what I see, and I only give words to my feelings. And that is exactly how I feel now. Dominica is in a very sour state. It's in a very sad state. God has blessed us with everything we need for this land to be one of the most, if not the most, prosperous country in the region. But because of malgovernance, after 20 years of a failed leadership, 15 years, here's another truck making its way. Here's another truck. After 20 years, folks, of a government that has no innovative ideas where governance is concerned, they have not grown the economy one bit. They have victimized people in every way, form, and fashion. Those who they perceive not to be in their choir. They have failed to inject that economy with anything positive other than selling our birthrights, just like Esau in the Bible. And today, that is where we are. That is where we are, folks. It is a shameful thing to see my country go down the drain. But though we may be going down the drain, I want to tell us, please, those of us who are on the front line for our country, please continue to do what we're doing for our country. If we are going down, let us go down with our heads high. Because when the history of this country will be written, let it be recorded that there were some of us who did not just stand by and watch our country go down the drain as it relates to proper governance. But we rose to the occasion and did what we had to do for our country. Folks, as I said, I would not want to take us too long this morning. But there's much more I can say, folks. But I just want to thank you once more for the opportunity for interacting with me this morning. And so all of you, just big up yourself. Fully well that Dominica is ours to build. It is when we neglect on our responsibility to do for our country. That is what all dictatorship or all dictators thrive on. It is when people who are governed go asleep. And that has been the sad state of our country for a number of years. And I pray to God that we have not reached so far that is just a matter of packing up that country in a box and putting it down, not 6 feet but 12 feet deep. I pray to God that is not the case, but I hope that some of us will rise from our slumber, rise from that state in which we are, that level of laissez-faire attitude where governance is concerned, and do something about our country. It really pains my heart. It really pains my heart, folks. Thank you very much, people. That is it for me. Till we see some other time. Whenever there is activity in Dominica, thank God for technology. That you can be in Jerusalem, you can be in New York, you can be wherever in the world. You can be in Timbuktu, as they say. Thank God for technology in real time. You can be connected, and we can connect with each other to know exactly what is going on. And I really thank God for technology. But the rest is left to us to do something about the advancement of technology. Thank you, folks. Till we see some other time. Those of you here, all of you, I don't want to run through the list this morning because I did not mean to keep us too long this morning, but just an update on what is left of this pristine company, this very prestigious company that works so hard to bring Dominica to where it is today, called our Public Works Corporation. So I just say I'll bring us an update. All right, folks. Thank you always for the opportunity. Continue to enjoy the rest of your day. Some of you already continue to enjoy the rest of your evening. It may be very late by some of your end. Thank you.